We ensure that we collaborate with our business partners from time to time to bring to you some of the things that will be an added advantage to you, especially in your farming business. If you have been attending our seminars, how many of us have attended a seminar one time or the other? Can I see your hands up? Okay, please let's appreciate ourselves. And if this is your first time of attending a seminar like this, especially in this place, is there anyone? Okay, let's appreciate them as well. Thank you very much. So from time to time, we collaborate with some of the people we do business with so that we can bring very, very valuable knowledge to you when it comes to livestock production. And this morning, I'm glad to let you know that Kachelan, a company that, an indigenous company that is involved in the production of veterinary drugs, they are here this morning, and we are going to be learning a lot of things from them. Drugs usage on the farm is very important, but you must know how to use it so that you can get maximum results. And of course, these days that we talk about antibiotic resistance, it is our responsibility to teach our farmers how best they can use this product so that it's going to be to our great advantage. And so I'm going to be introducing to you the representative of this company. They are here in their numbers. The first on my list is the National Sales and Marketing Manager, in person of Dr. Blessing Akinlabi. Let's appreciate him this morning. We also have Dr. Sulaiman Taiwo. Let's appreciate him, please. We also have Dr. Tokpe Dimeji. I guess it should be her side. Also, we have Ms. Ayomide, who is also here. We also have Mr. Taufik Mao, Mr. Fidelis as well. So you can see that they are well represented, and they are going to be taking us through a sections on how best we can prevent, we can control diseases on our farm. My name is Dr. Kende Makinde. I happen to be the Managing Director of Totmak Farmer Center. Once again, you are very welcome. I want to ask a representative of the company to give us a welcome address first before we take, okay, let's just go straight into the lecture. I think we are taking the first talk by Dr. Sulaiman Taiwo. Please, let's appreciate him.
The presentation. Okay, do you have it? No. Okay, bring it over.
Just a moment where you are just trying to put the slides together.
Do you have Pepsi?
Thank you, sir. Great farmers, no farmers, good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Taiwo Suleiman from Kachelan Pharma Research Ltd. I'm here to present a topic on the effective livestock disease control. Effective disease control in livestock production. Like we all know, I use the word poultry because I know majority of the people we'll be having here are poultry farmers. So if I'm wrong, pardon me, please. Yeah. If you look at these pictures here, you see a farmer with a tab on his hand. What's he doing there? That person is laughing while you have another picture by the side where you have casualties of birds. Now, what are the differences between the two? It's not just about money, but it is about proper management of the farm very well, not just the diseases. We say livestock are domesticated animals. Range from cattle, goats, sheep, poultry itself. Then disease is what? We say disease is just a state of ill health. State of what? Ill health. Please, I will be doing maybe Yoruba and Pidgin together to make it a bit more lively, please. So, disease, that's when your animals are not active. They become highly redundant, lethargy, and stuff like that setting. Why do we have that? But before we go into that, why do we now raise livestock? We raise them for meat, for milk, for wool, even for labor. Like you have in donkey, camel, and cattle in the northern part of the country. So, the diseases that we have in animals, I'm not going to belabor you with the terms and the jargons that we have. But I'm sure majority of us know the common ones very well, like Newcastle disease. We all know Newcastle disease, is that not? The one you use Lasota for. Then we know Gumboro, that's what we call it, the infectious buzzard disease. Now these diseases have different causative agents. I want to go to Manfa. What are those things that cause these diseases? We have virus, we have bacteria, we have fungi, we have protozoan. Then we have some that are not even infectious. Some can be transmitted from one animal to the other, while some are not. Now, for some of them, we said bacteria, for example, those ones are easily transmissible. The same thing with virus, fungi too. Then we have those that are non-infectious, like nutritional deficiencies. It's not all the time that your birds are sick that you think of, what's any bacteria? Now, one viral disease, they cause them. No. There are some cases where you have non-infectious causes. Like heat stress too is an example. Mycotoxin is also an example. Then environmental stressors, genetic predisposition. They also disrupt normal physiological activities of the animals. Please, who can tell me, if you want to know if your animal is sick, what's the first sign that you see? There is the first sign that you notice in your flock or your herd. Sir? Feed consumption. Thank you, sir. That's the first thing that you see. No matter how, your animal will always be aggressive when you give them feed. Be it fish, be it chicken, be it cattle. Any of your animals, they will always be aggressive. So if you now give them feed and you see them drawing back or not active, you know, something is wrong. So, then some of these can now lead to fever, but majority of us will not know those animals are having fevers because why? We don't check with a thermometer. As soon as we do, we know. Fever, lethargy, they become highly inactive. It is when it gets to the worst stage that you see your animal being recumbent, especially in ruminants like cow, sheep, and goats. And you know in cattle, if it gets to a stage where they become recumbent, the chances of survival is 30-70. You understand? So, we look at the population of animals that we have. It's good we remind ourselves some of these things so that you know, no be only me dey do am, we plenty. And as it's affecting you, it's also affecting another person. As you are enjoying it, another person is also enjoying it. So, we say cattle, 20 to 22 million. This is obtained from Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. 20 to 22 million. Goats, 75 to 80 million. Sheep, 45 to 50 million. Poultry, 180 to 200 million. Pigs, 7 to 8 million. Camel, donkeys, horses. Those ones are less than a million. You know, you have to be multi-millionaire to keep just a single horse. So, if you now look at it very well, all these, they also have things that they battle with. Some of them are in your own custody, some of them are in my own custody. We are part of those that are keeping them. But even with this, Dr. Makinde said something the other time. He said agriculture is the one leading in terms of employment in the whole world. This sector, livestock, is still the main source. More than 40% of it, more than 40% of agricultural GDP comes from livestock globally. Not just what they call it, poultry, but all livestock that we have generally. So we say it is the world's fastest growing and highest value agricultural sector. Let's say anything we like. Once in a while, even you as a crop farmer will still feel, let me do poultry, let me do goats, let me do this, let me do that. Because no matter what, you still feel once in okay, I need to eat meat, I need to eat egg. Even if you are the type that usually you're used to have, but now you don't have again, you feel, I'm using my money to buy egg. It pains you at times. Or am I lying? So, we say more than 300 million depend on livestock for their livelihood in Africa. Globally, I think we have 1 billion. But 300 million out of that people are from Africa. And we all depend on this. Because even if some of us here are not rearing, we are also still part of the family because we sell to you that are rearing. And the value chain continues like that. Then livestock provides them with protein food, traction manure, traction power and manure for crop production. We all know the way we manage our manures. So, what are the common diseases that we have? For bacteria, we said brucellosis, anthrax. Like I said, I'm not going to bother you with all those jargons. So, colibacillosis, CBBP. Some of us know colibacillosis very well. Yeah. Like someone sent a picture to me 2 days ago. The ovidus, that is the uterus of the fowl, has a lot of eggs in it. Why? Interland laying. And I think he had more than 10 or so. So, that's part of it. Then you have tuberculosis. You all know tuberculosis very well. Ikofe, if I'm right, please. So, obtained from your ruminant and also some wildlife. Then salmonellosis, leptospira, and co. Then for virus, we have avian influenza. You all know avian influenza very well. Bird flu. Then ASF, for those that are from pig production, IB, IBD, and so on. Then parasitic diseases, we have emetosis. Emit just means worms. Then toxoplasmosis, gardiasis, tiniasis, and so on. Then for fungi, we have the major one, which is aspergillosis and candidiasis. You know aspergillus very well. So then, wow. Well, aspergillus is a fungal disease that usually arises from, what do you call it? This is your bad maize and co that you feed to your birds. And at times it is maternal derived. That means it's passed from your breeder flock. Then you have candidiasis, that is thrush that affects the mouth basically. Then you have bloat, then mycotoxicosis. bloat for some of us that are into ruminant tympani. Then we said effective disease control in livestock production is critical for animal health, food safety, profitability, and productivity. It involves combination of preventive diagnostics, and corrective measures aimed at reducing the impact of disease in farm animals. Now, back straight to the business now. The first thing that we mention here, anytime we go for outing like this, and it has to do with either profitability, either management or control, the first thing that we have there is biosecurity. That is the first thing. I do tell my farmers that you take care of your environment very well. Your feed and your water, you have little problem. Yes, I run a lab. When your birds, when they die, when they start dying, you bring them to me. But it shouldn't be only when the birds are dying that you come to me. You should also come to me when your birds are fine. You understand? You should also come to me when your cattle is fine. You can say, okay, I want to give so vaccine. How do I go about that? It's part of it. We can do screening for them. So, biosecurity. These are preventive measures that are used to reduce risk of what? Contamination. Just to prevent the spread of contamination from one place to another, from farm to farm, from materials to materials, from vehicles to farm, and vice versa. Then, what are those things that we look at there? Good hygiene. The first thing there is what? Good hygiene. Your farm must be very clean. Like we usually tell people, let your pen house be clean as what? As your bedroom. You can easily sit, sleep there, eat there, do anything you want to do there. Not that you have a pen house. And even you, when you go inside, you don't go ammonia. Why? Your balls are closer to the litter. But you, as tall as you are feeling it. Just imagine what the birds are passing through. So, good hygiene is very important. Insect and pest control too. We all know majority of our insects and our pests like rat and co. Then fumigation, disinfection, and foot dip. You must have them in your farm. Going into your farm, not just, okay, I'm coming to your farm to visit you. I just enter like that. It's not good. I must clean my hands, disinfect, then dip my leg into your foot dip. I should not just go in like that. It's not good. Clean me up before going in. You don't know what I'm bringing in into your farm. Then we say we have farm level biosecurity. That is the control of movement of people, animals, and vehicles to your farm. Vehicles should not just enter into your farm like that. You have to control that. Then quarantine. Isolate new and sick animals. Especially for some of us that are into ruminants. When you have, let's say, 10 rams now, you now want to buy another set. Another 4. You just brought them in. What do? You just add them to the existing 4. It's not good. It's not good. You don't know what those animals are bringing from where they're coming. Majority of the casualty that we have before this are because of what? Lack of isolation or quarantine on the farms. But it must have gotten to a stage where the animal, either you are losing 2 or 3. That's when your farmer will now call you. Doctor, please come and help me. It's not good. Isolate the new ones first. Then, and also the sick ones. Then disinfection protocols. Regular cleaning and disinfection of facility, tools, and water system. Someone just called this morning and he said, okay, doctor, see my baby. I said, okay, when last did you sanitize the water line? He said, it's been long ago. I said, okay, what do you use? Plumber. I'm flush it. I said, no. Get water sanitizer. Clean. Deslime your water line. Wash your water tanks too. It's part of it. Then, all in, all out system. Yes. For those that are into ruminants, I know it may be very difficult for us to practice this. But for poultry, it's very easy. You have 3 pens. We now brought in point of lay. You brought in 1,000. Let's say the capacity is 2,000. You brought in 1,000 first. It's possible you booked 2,000. But the person that is to sell to you disappointed you. So what do? It's not that you bring in 1,000, next 2 weeks I'll bring in another 500. Next week again, the following week again, I'll bring the remaining 500 from different sources. No. Please. It's not because of you alone, but because of your family too. Consider the health implication on you yourself. Because if these birds, if they start having issues, it will definitely fall back on you and I. So, when you bring in your birds, let the same bird come in at the same time and let them go out at the same time. Bring them in and dispose at the same time, especially for broilers. It's very easy with broiler farmers. But for layer farmers, isolate first. If you must do that, not that you bring them in and start mixing them with the existing flock. No. So, the other one that we said, the downtime between flocks, at least 14 days between flocks. Don't just mix flocks together, or you dispose a set of birds. Immediately, you introduce another set. No. Clean the place and disinfect very well. Then leave minimum of 14 days after your disinfection or cleaning. Please look at this very well. Look at that man, what is he doing? Cleaning his legs. Look at that vehicle, what are they doing there? They are disinfecting the vehicle. It may not be possible for majority of us, but in our little way we can do it. If you don't have space at the entrance of your farm, just get a small bowl. What do you call it? Tray. Put foam there. Then mix your disinfectant solution. Pour on that foam. Anybody that is coming, pam, gone. If you cannot do wash and basin at the entrance of your farm, tell your farm attendants, anybody use it to clean your hand. Then give the person water. The person goes. Are we going on, please? Are we all clear? Okay, thank you. So, look at this again too. Biosecurity, it cannot be overemphasized. Like I said earlier, take care of your water, take care of your feed and your environment, your animals are fine. That is the most important principle. Your equipment, feed, water, litter, housing and everything, take good care of them very well. Then, how do you now control disease? We said disease control triangle. What do you have there? Biosecurity, prophylaxis and medication. Prophylaxis just means prevention. You understand? Then management. What are we preventing and how do we prevent? We'll go there now. Please hope I'm not too fast. Okay, thank you. Then vaccination. Vaccination is a preventive way of what? Of combating your disease. It's not control generally. You are preventing. It's different from you waiting till the disease starts and you now start using drugs. No. But in this case, you are preventing. So it is very, very important. Develop and follow a routine vaccination schedule. But one thing is important here. Consult your local veterinarian. If you are designing a vaccination program, consult your local veterinarian. They know the major diseases that are endemic in your area. So they will be the one to tell you, okay, we need Gumburu 2 times. Let me give Abeokuta for example. In the same Abeokuta, there are some places you use just Gumburu twice. Some once. Why some you have to use 3 times? You understand? The same thing is applicable here too. There was a time here along this Wasimi for road. All the farmers say if you use Tylosin, you no go work. That's where we now start telling them, okay, oh yeah, Ejeka tetracycline. Let's use doxycycline. You understand? So you must relate with them very well. Then use quality vaccines and ensure proper storage. Proper storage does in keep your cold chain intact. Keep your cold chain intact. You are here at Totmak, you purchase your vaccine. You now tell them, this no line at the block. They now say, we are not going to sell in line for you. No. Because if anything happens to that vaccine, you will definitely take it back to your boss. And that's loss of money. And it's possible you will now be the first one to now say, vaccine is more than any other. Your cold chain is very, very important. Then maintain accurate records of all vaccinations. we must do this because of future purpose. You must know that by so time by yìí mo lo CRD, time by yìí ni mo lo vaccine, mo lo Lasota. Maybe on your own farm you give NDIB, some alternate NDIB every 3 months. They will give NDIB now, Lasota, NDIB. Some is NDIB all true. So it is your record that will help you with that. You must have that record. Then DOC screening. Take your chicks for DOC screening. You collected 3,000 beds. You now go to the lab. They now say, bring 10 chicks. You now say, 18,000. I cannot do it. But please check very well. If you lose 50, if 50 is just too much. If you lose 25 within the first 5 days, what will happen? You've lost more than what you ought to have given to the lab people to do for you. They will design a vaccination program for you. Yes, those that supply you DOC, they will give you a vaccination program. But don't forget what I said earlier on. You must consult your local veterinarian. Why in some cases, to even the same vaccination program that they are giving you, don't forget there is what we call maternally derived antibody. Nǹkan táwọn ẹdìyẹ tí wọ́n ń gbé bọ̀ láti ìyá àti bàbá tó bí wọn. Ẹyin tó fà sẹ́yìn yẹn kí ni wọ́n ń gbé bọ̀ látara àwọn ẹyin yẹn. It is when you do tests that you know. In some, you can do the test, the titer will still be very high. Why in some, as low gan? Your doctor can tell you, okay, do your Lasota 6 days. Why in some cases they will tell you, wait till 10 days till you do your first Lasota. You understand? So these are the things that will help you. So don't let us joke with it, please. Then nutrition and feed management. This one is also another wahala. I'm not telling you not to use drugs. Please use drugs. But use your drugs reasonably. Take care of those things that you need to take care of first before coming to drugs. Like I was talking with someone on our way down here. He said, doctor, I want to DM me. I just said, what's the problem? He now sends me the pictures. Said, I want to no, I do something 3 weeks ago. By Nika colistin. Say, okay, I told you to use colistin. Say, she me the colistin for again. Said, no. You said 3 weeks ago. Don't use antibiotics now. Please check your water line. Hello, clean water line, you know. To jẹ́ bá ti wà okay, clean water line ní ká wọ́n tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. To bá burú what do you use? Then use organic acid. Use what? Use organic acid. Yes, you are okay. Than you using antibiotics 2 to 3 weeks ago. You now want to repeat again. Why? So, those things we need to take good care of them. Like I said here, a strong immune system starts with proper nutrition. Good nutrition gives you what? Strong immunity. If you eat very well, you have very good immunity. Like another say, I am what I eat. You understand? It is what you eat that makes who you are. Then, provide balanced and species-appropriate diet to boost immune response. Include feed additives like probiotics, prebiotics, enzymes, acidifiers, and so on. These are still good for you to use than just indiscriminate use of antibiotics. Then, prevent feed contamination. Prevent feed contamination. You go to the market. You now see this maize. What's in growing mode? You have a good maize. Say, this one is 600 naira per kg. This one go 350. Where from Lily at the elevator. Now, at the elevator, he's coming back to you. Not just the birds. If they consume meat and they now develop aflatoxicosis, and now say, the birds are not laying very well. The production is not good. My birds are even dying. You are the cause of it. Because these birds or these animals generally, it is garbage in, garbage out. It is what you give them that they will give back to you. So Take good care of them, please. Then, we said ensure clean, uncontaminated water. Flush your water lines very well, like we said the other time. Look at the maize here. These are different organisms of fungi. Now, look at it very well, especially the one in the middle. That one is very common here. We go to the market at the Riyadh by Dubai, we see buy. We now say, my son dry here. Sir? Please run away from this. Even if you purchase feed, I'm not telling you discuss the feed. While low in little proportion with a good feed in maybe 70-30, 20-80 to my village. But not the one table of you went to the market. Now you go to the market to buy this one yourself. Because of what? You think you are being economical. That's not being economical, please. So prevent feed contamination. Then do test for your feed. Test your feed once in a while. Even if you buy feed, still take the feed once in a while. No be you producer now. Just take the feed to the lab. Let them do proximate analysis for you. If they claim the energy of that feed is 2,700, test it. But if you are now having mortality, take your feed, do microbial analysis. That will give you a broader scope of what is happening on your farm. Especially for the proximate, our people don't do at all. You know that is so fun why you know, my boss are doing well. I'm having the production dropped from 80% to 61%. Why does you need drop? It will. Because your boss are not eating very well, they will not drink enough water. And if they don't drink well, don't forget your egg is water now. So, please test for microbial, proximate, and aflatoxin test. Then, health monitoring. Conduct routine health check. Check your bulls often. If it is okay once in a month, consultant and what on good for you. If it is twice a month, good for you. If you cannot afford to pay a consultant, what do? Once in a while, let him come. It's not compulsory the consultant is on retainership. Retainership doesn't pay Mama Wali every to vote the contract. No, it's not compulsory. If it is you calling the person, please, just one of visits, let the person come and check for you. And if you are the guru type yourself, don't forget to, you can't know all. It's not possible. It's not possible. Talk to a fellow colleague. They will give you ideas and you work on how to improve on that. Then utilize veterinary diagnostic service, that is lab testing, necropsy and so. Then implement disease surveillance system to detect and report outbreaks. Please, for some of us that are in farm settlement, it happens that way. Then you go back to the my boss are not doing fine. He or she will feel highly reluctant to tell his or her colleagues. The colleague will now come again. Yeah, Alabeja. I want to you, my shida. Kill and you know, as my puro. I mean 90% in the mori. Why? It was very well. Farm settlement. Why? Tell that person the truth. Oh, no, babo. So he or she will now tell you to farm yellow. So that you will find a common word, a common solution to your common challenge. Not that you are lying to the person just this person said he or she is okay. Let me go back, Jare. Now only me waka come. No be only you, we plenty. So implement disease surveillance, like I said, is very important. If you have any issue, or you go to your doctor, they now tell you Samulena làwọn ẹdìyẹ mi làwọn ẹdìyẹ ni ẹdẹjọ ń ṣe ẹkọǹga. That's the source. Tell your colleague too. Tell your neighbor, please, we need to treat this water. Are we communicating, please? Thank you. So, parasite control, use of deworming. There are some things that we don't take cognizance of. You see your boss on better, and you say the production is not good. The production will not be good. It won't. Why? They have mites there, they have lice there. Mites in particular. You now have them in their numbers. But just small insects. Brown in color. They don't suck blood. The same energy, the same nutrients that you want your boss to use to produce for you. What's in law? Even if the blood is not even the problem, just look at that activity. They are not in good condition. It's just like you're having allergy. You now start scratching. Will you be fine? No. So, the warming protocols. Then we said routine anti-emetics to prevent resistance. Rotate anti-emetics. Not that you use ivermectin all year round. The following year again, you start with ivermectin. No. Use another one. But don't forget, some of these things, one take care both internal and external. Why some is internal? The one that is internal, rotate. The one that is external, if you can rotate, you rotate. Especially if you use just internal, then you use something like topical stuff like cypermethrin to spray your boat. You understand? Don't just stick to one. Then control external parasites, ticks, mites, lice. Please, they are very important. For some of us that are into ruminants, what tick causes in animals is not easy. There are some cases, it happens very well in sheep and goats. Please take cognizance of that too. Then control of rat population. If you are using ivermectin, you are using piperazine, you are using cypermethrin, do not control rats. Wallahi, you are playing. You know why? Your rats, they harbor mites. I want to see the lórí ní tẹ́bá dé farm ẹ ṣí díẹ̀ díẹ̀ sókè báyìí. Ẹ ra àwọn kìíní ọ̀hún títí báyìí táwọn máa rìn kiri ń bẹ̀. Àwọn rats ló ń gbé wọn kiri o. Rats are the transport vector of these things. Àwọn ló ń gbé wọn káàkiri. You now go to your farm maybe around 4, 5, 6. You now see rats on sáré kiri lórí feeding trough yín and you feel comfortable. Àwọn gangan ló ń pín fáwọn adìẹ yín lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ wọ́n pín fún wọn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ni. Nǹkan tẹ́yìn ra ivermectin tẹ̀fín kí all the time nìyẹn. You now use ivermectin after 3 weeks you say ivermectin yẹn ò ṣiṣẹ́. It's not the ivermectin that is not working no. It is the rat population on your farm that you need to control. Please. Then environmental and housing management. Like I do tell people, if you know your pen can only accommodate 2,000 birds, please don't go for 2001. It's better you stick to 1817 jeje, because you still have room for what? Maybe you want to isolate, or maybe something happened. Do you still have little room for that? Not that you have a capacity of 2,000. You now stock 3,000. Sell it there, go quite the MNC. Or you are doing deep litter system or umbrella deep litter. You now put them on the floor that okay, they will be fine. So instead of you to put 2,000 there, you know this can only accommodate 2,000. You now put 2,005 there. Please. ammonia toxicity now. It's not everything that is disease. No. Your boss, at first, they are limited by what? Feeding space. Àti mumi náà, ó di wàhálà. Kẹ́dí ẹ máa ṣe ìṣẹ́fún àjẹ́ kí n gbọ̀n yẹ pàpàpà. It's not possible. So, please control that. Then, avoid overcrowding to reduce stress and disease transmission. If there is overcrowding, then stampeding will occur for deep litter system. For cages in birds, disease transmission is very easy. Deep litter too, very easy. So you spend more on drugs. If you buy, we will collect money. You understand? We will collect money. But you, are you really happy? But mind you, it's not all the time that you buy drugs that you will not be happy. There are sometimes we should both be happy. So, manage waste and manure effectively to prevent contamination. Not that you pack your waste, drop on another person's site. Please don't do that. Then, responsible use of antibiotics. My Oga said something about AMR the other time, antimicrobial resistance. Please, we need to be careful of this. Especially during this salad that we just finished. You know, a brother called me, my cousin. He brought in rams from Taraba, then Jigawa. He now said, Suleiman, you can't one yard. Okay, diarrhea. Okay, send me the picture. I saw the picture. I now said, he said, what can I give? In less than 3 hours, he called again. That one could not work very well. He said, is there no injection that I will just give? The person that owns the ram is coming to pick the animals tomorrow. I don't want him to know that something is wrong with the leg. I just laughed. And I said, Edmo, tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹ máa lọ kí ẹni yẹn, tó bá fún yín ní ẹran yẹn jẹ, ṣé mo pé wàhálà ni? He was telling me that, please just give me drug. I need to inject. This animal must be fine by tomorrow. I said, what I can only do for you is, you can get organic acid. Get things that do not have withdrawal period. There are some other things that you can use. Those ones do not have withdrawal period. But for me to tell you, he now mentioned one thing. He said, mo say ni pen strepulation mo le lo. Mo ni te ba la ni ma ye ma ku ni o. Within me, I know the animal will not die. But if he had gone ahead to use it, do you know what will happen? The animal will be slaughtered on Friday, and you want to inject on Wednesday. A lot of farmers do that. Please, if you are here, please stop it. It's not good. Because why? That means that you think you are selling out because of money. Now you to go chop am. What goes around what comes around. So na so life be. So implement antibiotic stewardship to reduce antimicrobial resistance. Then explore alternatives such as vaccine, phytogenics, and immunostimulant that like we mentioned the other time, like acidifiers, like enzymes, like prebiotics, probiotics, and so on. Then essential oils too. Then remember, we all eat these animals and their produce. Even if na egg, you know that animal. There are some drugs that you should not just use anyhow. Chlorphenico, for example. If you bring sample to my own lab, I now checked, more chlorphenico, lower sensitive, I will not recommend chlorphenico to you. Because why? It happened to my grandpa. Grandpa mi máa fi chlorphenico sí àgbo. He used chlorphenico to repair concussion. So at a point, at Liberty Hospital then in Abeokuta, taba debe amani, baba, kí ló ń ṣe yín? Ẹsẹ̀ yín, he was complaining of joints, seriously. So they said, lè lo chlorphenico. So it was when I got to vet school years later, tawa ṣe pharmacology, they began say, chlorphenico causes bone marrow depression. So, that was what affected my grandpa then. So please tell me, if you now use that chlorphenico in your own poultry, it passes through the egg, or eat it. What will happen? Please, if you are part of that, stop it, please. So that's why I said we all eat these animals. Then, education. Train, retrain, learn, relearn. You understand? Don't just feel, MSc ni mo ní now. Even if you have PhD. Ibi tí ẹ tó pin sí báyìí, ibẹ̀ ní tẹnìkan ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. I remember years back, 2012 or so, we went to a farm with my boss then. Farmer ló ń sọ fún wa pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè para àti lórí oko yín lélẹ̀. You understand? And I was like, wow, baking soda, baking powder, sorry. Lọ́dún yẹn náà, 2012. Then gbogbo nǹkan tá a mọ̀ ojú just go and buy Fostocin or just Tocin. We put at some corners. But something terrible happened one day. Breeder farmer lẹ́ni ẹ̀. Ó lo just Tocin sáwọn corner kankan. Unknowingly for the manager went to pack feed. Kò mọ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ want to lo just Tocin. This man lost more than 1,000 breeders in a day. You understand? So some of these things, farmer ló máa sọ fún ẹ pé má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí. If you get to some farms, the way tell me ṣe máa ṣe kéje, wàá tún wò pé wow, ilé make sense o. That is knowledge. We learn and we relearn. Don't just stick to now my own idea only I go use. No, things don't work that way again. So we say disease recognition. There are some things if you like I said the other time. Animal about you should know there is problem. If your boys do like this, you know there is wala. Don't wait till they go off it completely. No. You must recognize those things earlier. Then, hygiene and animal handling. They must know about the hygiene. It goes beyond drug. No. We are fully aware that there are some people that use Lasota every 2 or 3 weeks now. It's a very bad practice. Because if you get to say Lasota will be used every 3 days. Kilo kumba. But that Newcastle disease, wow. It becomes a problem for us. So, drug administration. They must know how to administer drug too. Just like a case, someone called from Port Harcourt. Is it Port Harcourt? Dr. Blessing. Meleja. Alright, ivermectin. But low. Only kolo 1 to 4. So by we mean use 50 mils to 1,000 liters from pond water. You know what he did? He used 500 mils instead of 50 mils. He now called So during questioning, we now discovered that he used times 10 of what he ought to have used. Who used it? He said, now my farm manager I give him to. I'm not saying the farm manager is not knowledgeable. But our farm manager buy the people will pay 50 instead of 500. But if it is a person that is knowledgeable, very well, I may pay possibly buy 500 mils, 1,000 liters of water. It's not possible. It's like only how paracetamol 20. You understand? So then promote record keeping of animal health, treatment, and productivity. That is also very, very important. So government and veterinary support. Collaborate with government. Collaborate with technical labs around. Work with your colleagues, like I said the other time. So participate in national disease control program. If you have issues on your farm, it's not that wipe off a DME. No. There are ways television come. Then ensure compliance with livestock movement regulation and certification. For those of us that are very close to the border, those of us that bring in cattle, that is what we call transboundary disease. Why? Be control post. 500 naira per animal. Animal makoja abibeko. but we are all playing with fire. Because it is best clinically kuko ṣiṣẹ́ tiẹ̀. Do your screening, then I bring in the right animal. So I highly prevent people because if those ones enter, yes now, they will definitely enter. You know, just like a friend of mine, he worked on ticks. They discover tick species. Burkina Faso ló wà. So in the next few years, you know, say, I want ticks and not to put any bee. And mind the mutation will occur too. So then genetic selection. If you want to buy animals, for some of us, I need Isa Brown, Luto. But when Isa Brown come what and aggressive, we all know them. What is real about the Kotojuran at the man Losibe? Whatever they are highly productive. Go for them. What is real about it? Man Losibe. Oh my boy, I'm Samulena Lomanje Walao. But this my boy Samulena ni to battery last no lori Samulena drugs. Man Losibe. Samulena lot of production wonder. Then about those more. Just prepare yourself ahead. I'm going to treat for Samulena. So implement breeding program that favors robust health traits like anti-trypanosoma and so on. So thank you very much.
Torí àwọn òǹkàwé ni wọ́n ti dá wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹn. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá a mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ti jẹ́ kí ojú wa kó sí wọn. And it's very, very important. Please put your hands together again for Dr. Sulaiman Taiwo. Because everything we are doing as farmers is scientific. And we should begin to approach our business in a scientific way. He said a lot of things we are going to be making references to later. But now, just like I told you before, the company, they are indigenous company that produces, they produce veterinary drugs. And he has said a lot of things. And now we are going to invite them again to tell us some of their products. And of course, we are going to be making references to what they have delivered to us this morning. So I want to call on Dr. Blessing, who is going to be telling us more about their company and more about their products. But before I invite him, I want to recognize the presence of Mr. Tayo, the Administrative Secretary of Poultry Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter. Let's appreciate Mr. Tayo. All the way from Abeokuta. Yeah, thank you very much.
Great farmers. I can't feel our vibe. Or is it my voice? Great farmers. No farmer. Standing on existing protocol, I am Dr. Blessing Akilabi. I'm the National Sales Manager for Kachelan Pharma Research Ltd. Kachelan Pharma Research Ltd is a veterinary manufacturing company that is here in Ogun State. We are based in Abeokuta and we have been in existence for over 7 years. We are proud because we are producing our products here in Nigeria from the scratch, and we can compete with the imported counterparts in terms of efficacy, in terms of packaging. Because you know, ogun ẹni bá dání lójú àfi gbárí ni tó tó ṣe bí òwe ẹ̀yin àgbà. Yes sir. So how did Kachelan Pharma Research Ltd came to be? We had a lab. The lab has been in existence for over 10 years, and while we had complaints from people about products that are in the markets that are not as efficacious as they used to be, we began the research into some of these antibiotics in the market, and we came about our first antibiotics, which is 20% ciprofloxacin. The name is Catchflux, and that was what gave rise to Catchvomec 2, our 1% ivermectin. So I won't be reading through those history because of our time. We still have a very long way to go. This is our vision statement, which is to be the hallmark in the delivery of innovative quality pharmaceutical products and solutions that enhances life and healthy living. These are our first products. We have about 15 products now. We have 12 liquid products and 4 powdered products. So this is one of our antibiotics. This is broad spectrum antibiotic that can be used in cattle, sheep, goats, fish, and poultry. I know that many of us are poultry farmers here. If you are a poultry farmer here, I want you to say, yeah. Okay. Thank you. So the prevention, if you are to prevent any bacterial disease, I already said that it's a broad spectrum antibiotic, so you can use it to start your brooding. Maybe you start brooding day 2, day 1, day 2, day 3, thereabouts. You can use it because it's a broad spectrum antibiotic. So if it's for prevention, use it at 1 ml to 8 liters or 1 liter to 8,000 liters of water. But if you are treating animals, you use at 1 to 4, 1 ml to 4 liters or 1 liter to 4,000 liters of water for 3 or 5 or 7 days, depending on the severity of the issue you are dealing with. So I have a lot of features or edge over others, but let me just quickly pick it. Very effective and cheaper than its counterpart in the market. Being a ciprofloxacin based drug, it's time of action. This is one of the edge, this is one of the advantages over others, because Cipro and Enro, we are used to Enro, but the difference between Cipro and Enro is that in an emergency case, we are losing, I pray we will not be losing our livestock, but if there is a situation that you are losing livestock and you want instant results, you use Cipro, because Cipro and Enro are in the same family, but Cipro, once it gets into the body system, it starts its onset of action immediately. But Enro would have to be converted to the form it will be taken up into the bloodstream. So that's the advantage Cipro has over Enro. It will start to work immediately the birds are taking it in, but enro, it will have to still be processed by the liver before you can the animals can be able to see the effect of the drug. So, and its use has not been bastardized, so there is no resistance to it, unlike aerofloxacin. So the next one is Cashvomec. That's our deworming and delousing agent. We all know ivermectin, so, and it's 1% ivermectin. And the unique selling point of this product is the fact that we've been able to crack or decode a secret that we discovered. You know, many a times, many come and say, oh, the ivermectin, I deworm the beds or I delouse them, and we are still seeing mice, we are still seeing lice. It's not as if many of the imported counterparts that are bringing in their products, they are being dubious. But at times, we've noticed that the half-life of ivermectin is very short. So between when it is being produced as a finished product and the time it gets to the final consumer, the potency would have reduced. You understand? So, but the advantage we have is that we've been able to identify that it has a shorter half-life. So it is fresh from the oven. You understand? Because we are making it here in Nigeria, we can afford not to produce en masse so that we don't have so much stocked piled after production for you to use. So we, aside the fact that we got a better stabilizer that will prevent it from how will I put it now, for the potency to remain intact. Because when you say 1%, by the time you are importing other products, it will stay 3-6 months before it gets cleared, before it's moved from the ship and the likes. It will have reduced to 0.8 or so, and not 1% again, because of the rate at which it degrades. But that's not true for Cashvomec. So it can be used at 1 ml to 5 liters. So that's for the prevention, for the treatment, and you use it. If you use it today, you repeat it the next day, and once after 2 weeks. That's just it. 1 ml of Cashvomec into 5 liters of water today, the next day, and once after 2 weeks. But if you have you are in an environment that is endemic to lice and mites, you can go further by treating your environment. Because I still got a call from a customer yesterday that, oh, I treated and I can still see lice. I said, it doesn't mean that the product did not work, but come to think of it, you apply the drug and the external parasites on the animals are already dead, but the ones in the surrounding, you didn't take care of it. The ones in the surrounding will climb back on the animal, and you are back to square one, as if you have not done anything. So when you are treating the one on the beds, you have to take care of the environment too. If your environment is bushy, or if there are many banana plantation or the likes around your pen, it will be like you have not done anything. So you have to reduce. I know that a lot of people plant banana and the likes to control wind and the likes, but there are other things you can plant too. What I'm saying specifically is that banana, for example, is a very good hiding place for these vectors, and bushy environments too. And you get to some people's farm, you see that on their wire mesh, there are a lot of cobwebs, there are a lot of, and you be like, are there people working on this farm? Because those are hiding places for these ectoparasites. They will look for holes, crevices, dirty places to hide. So when you treat the ones on the animals, the ones in the environment around will come back and climb on the animals, on the beds. So you want to take care of that too. I'd said this before, so we might not, it's what I've said. This is multi-vitamins. Some people usually get confused because we have 2 or 3 of this. But this is basically a 3-in-1 product. It has vitamins, it has electrolytes, it has amino acid. So in our basic science, we know that amino acid are the building block of protein. Am I correct? So if you want to build muscle mass, we need protein. So when you remember muscle mass, you remember protein, you remember amino acid, you remember cash provides. So you can use it from the day one when you are brooding your birds, whether pullets or layers. And you can use it up to the point of lay for pullets. And you can use it till you want to slaughter broilers. It has no effect, no negative effect, because at times people say, oh, I'm using too much of multivitamin and my birds they're accumulating fat. Those are for vitamins that are molasses based, that they include molasses in their formulation. There is no molasses in this, so you are not fearful. You should not be fearful of the fact that your birds will accumulate fat. They will not accumulate fat. So, and you can see all the vitamins, all the amino acid, and all the electrolytes in it. I don't want to take much of our time. So, the hedge over others, it contains betaine, which is the latest anti-stress management agent that is used in livestock. I don't have more time. I would have talked so much about betaine, but let's move on. It has more individual constituents than all of its counterparts in the market. Most of its constituents has higher levels than its counterparts in the market. It achieves the result for which it is being used for. Before I leave these cash provides, when you have birds that are of age, laying birds that are of age, that are supposed to, their eggs are supposed to be very big, and the eggs are not so big, you can also use it. It is not the regular layers vitamin. I had told you what it is used for. But if you have layers that are supposed to have been laying big eggs, the amino acid in caprovites will help to stimulate their reproductive organ to make them lay bigger eggs. So, but it's not the regular layers vitamin. This is the regular layers vitamin, Cashvite. Because some people call and ask, oh, what's the difference between Cashvite and Cashprovite? So this is regular layers vitamin. You can see that it has a lot of amino acid, vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin B1, B2, and the likes. Vitamin A is very important in sight, and if you have birds, you want to make sure that their sight is very good to be able to pick the nutrients that is in the feed that they are taking. Sorry? Are you talking to me? Oh, okay. So it also has betaine. It has a lot of components. It also has biotin, folic acid. These are things that help the reproductive organ to perform maximally. It combines, that's the hedge, it combines both affordability and efficiency. It has a higher inclusion ratio than so many others in the markets. So, and you can see the net volume. It comes in 1 liter and 500 ml. This is another excellent product from the stable of Kachelan Pharma Research Ltd. This is Epaclean. Epaclean, as the name implies, epa or hepatocytes, liver cells, and clean, like it cleans the liver cells. You can see its components: sorbitol, choline chloride, betaine. You can still see betaine here, which means that this can also help as anti-stress. You understand? We in this part of the world are not so keen about using liver tonic, even as humans, and we are supposed to be serious about the use of liver tonic. And it's not only a liver tonic. Actually, let me show you. Very effective against fatty liver disease and syndrome. Tackles various toxins, e.g. aflatoxins, ochratoxins, cheaper than its counterpart. Contains betaine, which helps to ease all kinds of stress in livestock. It contains sorbitol, which revitalizes the heart, the kidney, and the liver. There are many times that farmers use drugs, and if care is not taken, you use drug A, it didn't work, you didn't go to the lab to do analysis and to do testing to know which drug you are supposed to use. You are just doing, once it's up with I want to use it. You use drug A, you use drug B, you use drug C. The case was not solved and you are confused. At that point, your bet is as good as dead. I am not a prophet of doom. The reason I am saying that is the liver is the one that processes all these, both even feed and even drugs. So when you are bombarding the beds with drugs, you are overworking the liver. When it gets to a time, the liver will just pack up. And so when you use drug A, it's not working, you better run to the lab and do a lab analysis, because by the time you are using drug B, drug C, the liver might not be in the best state of health to help get what you need to get out of that drug. If the liver of the birds are compromised, the bird is as good as dead. Or animals, even humans, is the same thing, because we run the same kind of body system. If the liver is compromised, there is no drug that will work. So it's from time to time, it is best that we take care of all these vital organs in our animals. Don't say I'm not using any low liver tonic. Some people have said that before. Any low liver tonic. But if you are feeding your best, you are not getting the best, then what's the point? So you should take liver tonic as something that you give your pets routinely, maybe let's say once in 2 or 3 months for layers farmers, not broilers. Broilers don't stay much on the farm. In 35, 37 days, they are on the table already. So catch dicox. This is our anti-coccidia drug. It's as a result of coccidia agents in the intestine of the birds. Not only birds now, but because we have so many poultry farmers here, that's why I'm talking about birds. Or most livestock also come down with coccidiosis. Rabbits, small ruminants, sheep and goats and the likes, they come down with coccidiosis that you see them, they will be shitting frank blood. It's just as if it's just blood that they are shitting out. There are times the blood is mixed with feces. So this is what you can use to prevent or to treat such cases. Cardiacox is a 2.5% diclazuril oral solution that is fortified with vitamin K and folic acid. I don't want to bore us with this. I've just given a broad overview of what it is. We have sexual and ancestral stages of coccidia infection in poultry, ruminants, swine, rabbits, caused by all these species of coccidia agents: Emeria species, Toxoplasma species, Isospora species. So the dosage in cattle and sheep, you can see 1 ml to every per 25 kg body weight. Then in poultry, for the prevention, is 1 ml to 10 liters or 1 liter to 10,000 liters of water. Then for the treatments, the poultry treatments is here 1 ml to 5 liters just for 2 days. If you use it today and the next day, and that will be all. Why is it performing that magic? It is cheap, it is very cheap and cost effective. But the reason it could be able to perform that magic is because it contains vitamin K, which helps in blood clotting. You know, the way this coccidial agent works is that when they invade the intestine, they would go and attach themselves to the part at which nutrients are being taken up into the bloodstream. So they will attack some finger-like structures in the intestine called microvilli. Those are the structures that are responsible for nutrient uptake. When they attack them, they will chop them off. It will come like wounds, bruises, and the blood from the wounds and bruises is the one that they pass out as urine, as feces, bloody feces rather. So when that happens, the birds will be feeding. They will not be able to convert the feed to nutrients. So the farmer is losing the feed, is losing the birds because some of them will die in that process. So the birds are not gaining nutrients, they are not gaining weight. You are losing birds, you are losing feed. You can see. So it is a multifaceted disease. So once that happens, because nutrients are not being taken up, the birds will be malnourished. They will not be able to feed, they will keep dying. But when you use something like this, it will stop the sites that has already been bleeding with the help of vitamin K. The blood will clot. Once taba negbo, téèyàn bá tọmọdé bá ṣubú àbí tágbà bá ṣubú, téèyàn bá légbò, by the time tí bleeding bá máa stop, ẹ máa rí pé gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹ máa dì. That's what we call blood clotting. So tẹ́jẹ̀ yẹn bá ti dì, it will stop the continuous bleeding process. So that's the function of vitamin K that is in this product. We can see that it's fortified with vitamin K and folic acid. That folic acid is also helping to regenerate new blood. Báwọn animals yẹn ṣe lose blood ni and help wọn láti lè form another blood. Because when it gets to a level and they lose blood to a certain level, if the PCV is low, they will die. And the diclazurate, 2.5% diclazurate is the anticoccidial agent in it. Tó ń pa àwọn disease-causing organisms. So this is our organic acid. In this part of the world, organic acid is just coming to life, really. But in developed climes, they use it a lot because they take, my other colleague was talking about AMR, that's antimicrobial resistance. They take AMR very serious outside the country, and now they are beginning to take it seriously here in Nigeria too, and in Africa as a whole, because it's something that is really affecting us. The way it affects you and me, he has already said it. But the thing is, when you treat animals with all these antimicrobials, especially antibiotics, and humans ingest them, it will be building resistance. Our body will be building resistance to such antibiotics, and we use almost the same antibiotics as animals use. We have Cipro for humans. You know, when you are down with typhoid or when you are down with malaria, at times they will give you anti-malaria and they will give you Ciprotab. It's the same Cipro. It's the same active ingredients. It's just that the preparation is different. So if you have been consuming Cipro in egg or meat products before, and your body has developed resistance to ciprofloxacin. If they give you cipro at the hospital, it will not work. And that's what we call antimicrobial resistance. So this is a very important topic that we will need to pay attention to. So many that are concerned with AMR are now shifting their focus to the use of organic acid, because organic acid can serve as a mild replacement to the use of antibiotics. It cannot totally replace antibiotics, but to a large extent, you can substitute it with organic acid, and you can see quite a number of lactic acid, phosphoric acid, malic acid, formic acid, acetic acid, propionic acid, citric acid, benzoic acid, then EDTA. It comes in 1 liter and 500 ml. I've said it that it's designed as an alternative to antibiotics use as growth promoters in food animals. You see, when so many people get to vet outlets, vet shop, they will ask that efumini mahu, isn't it? Especially for those that are rearing broilers or sheep and goats, they will say efumini mahu, and those ones we give them maybe furasolidone or something like that. Those are antibiotics that is known that they use it as growth promoter, but it has been banned anyway. It is a safe alternative for the prevention and control of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria such as Salmonella, E. coli, and even fungi. It's effective against fungi. It prevents the growth of harmful organisms and promotes the growth of beneficial microflora by maintaining gut pH in acidic range, thus promoting the health of these animals. Let me say at this point that there are some of us that our water is already acidic, so we might not really need to use an organic acid. But for people that you have a test strip and you noted that your water is not acidic, you can still use organic acid. Because someone will ask me that if my water is already acidic, do I still need to use organic acid? No, because there is a level to which the water should be acidic. And why are we saying organic acid? Why are we saying organic acid? Okay, for organic acid is very cheap and effective. It also helps in the prevention of biofilm formation in water line and pipes. We know biofilm. Biofilm is debris together with all these green algae that form inside water pipes. That they will form plugs in water pipes. So that is what biofilm is. So if you constantly use organic acid in your water, there will be no green algae formation in the water line. It helps to greatly enhance carcass quality in broiler. We don't appreciate carcass quality in Nigeria. It's in overseas abroad that they appreciate. They want to look at how smooth the meat in their plate is. They want to look at it. Oh, is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it this and that? But we don't really. We just take chicken here. But over there, they look at the carcass quality, and so we need to also begin to look at that if we want to stand out of the crowd as broiler farmers or maybe as a processor now. Then it enhances feed digestibility and promotes the growth of broilers, layers, pigs, and ruminants. These are oral calcium solution, calcium carbonate, sodium diphosphate, arginine, and lysine. This is one of the few calcium in the market that is fortified with vitamins and amino acid. I've not seen many calcium in the market that is fortified with vitamins and amino acid. You can even see dextrose. That's a source of instant energy for your animals. Magnesium sulfates and the like. So what's the edge? It is very cheap, it is very cost effective, it is readily available at all times. That's another edge we have, because you can be sure that when you ask for the product, you can always get it. It is not as if, oh, the product has been exhausted, would have to wait on a long queue and process it while they send it from abroad or the likes. Because we are producing it here, it's readily available all times. Catchment B, that's our mucolytic. What do I call mucolytic? I will still explain. But this is the constituents: eucalyptus oil, bromhexine HCl, menthol, benzoic acid, excipients, and water. It's, before I leave this page, you can see that this is the 1 liter bottle, this 500 ml bottle, and this is the 100 ml bottle. It's one of the products that we have in these 3 presentations. You would have noticed, if you had noticed, all other products that I've been showing had either been in 1 liter and 100 ml or 1 liter and 500 ml, but this has the 3 all together. Kachelan D, yes, and Kachelan D too. Kachelan D that I just spoke about, that's the calcium. So what's the edge? His presentation has the widest possible coverage. That's what I just explained, that he has 1 liter, 500 ml and 100 ml. His price is cheap and affordable than any of his counterparts in the markets. It contains benzoic acid that helps to relieve pain and inflammation in livestock. But let me go back so that I will talk about 1 or 2 other things here. When we have cattle as humans, you use maybe Actifed, you use every other this thing, Procode, the likes. Then you buy Baba Blue, isn't it? If you are having cattle and it's blocking your throat, isn't it? Vicks, Lemon Plus, and the likes. So it is something similar to that, especially this menthol that is in it. You understand? So when, you know, we are all human beings, we are all living things because we can respire. By the time we can no longer respire, then I pray that how will I put it now? Niti expire by lórúkọ Jésù. Ọdún ajínà síra àní rí kò ṣe déédéé. Àní ṣàgbákò. So don't mind me. So if you are able to respire, then you are alive. If the animals are not also able to respire, then they are as good as they are dead. So you want to make sure that you do everything possible to make the animals alive. If they are having tracheal rails, if they are sneezing, if they are coughing, you want to use Catchment B to help them relieve the stress on their respiratory system. You understand? If the animals are overwhelmed with stress in their respiratory system, they can just fall off and die. They can just drop down and die. So, but with the help of eucalyptus oil has is a natural agent, but it has some antibiotic property. That's some antibiotic property. So if there are organisms that are responsible for it, it will help to suppress their proliferation too. That's eucalyptus oil. And bromhexine that is in it acts in a way, it's a bronchodilator. Don't mind me, I will break it down. What's up with any to so in Bonilia no bronchodilator is we know we have lungs and we have trachea. Then ẹ̀dọ̀fóró ni nǹkan tá a fi ń mí. So àwọn ọ̀pá tó lọ sínú ẹ̀dọ̀fóró yẹn, we have lung, we have bronchi, we have trachea. So àwọn windpipe, yes, let me just use that common word, windpipe. Yes, ọ̀nà atẹ́gùn, ibi tá atẹ́gùn gbà wọlé tó ń gbà jáde, tíbẹ̀ bá block, animal yẹn máa kú. So tí wọ́n bá ní kàtá, téèyàn bá ní kàtá náà, imú la máa ń sábà rí pé ó máa ń dí but deep down náà ìgbà míì àwọn kìíní ẹ̀ máa ń dí ọ̀nà fún náà so tí nǹkan tí bromexin máa ń ṣe ni pé ó máa jẹ́ kí ọ̀nà ọbẹ̀ yẹn fẹ̀ sí gbogbo nǹkan tó bá wá dẹ̀ wà gbogbo gẹ̀dẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ nǹkan tó bá wà lọ́nà fún yẹn ó máa kó wọn kúrò the way it does is that at times ó máa gé wọn kéékèèké so that ó máa easy fún body system láti lè either ingest or cough it out so it's either coughed out after it's been broken down by bromexin or it will be ingested so that the airway will be free and you know menthol has a soothing relief téèyàn bá lá menthol tẹ́ bá ṣí ẹnu sátẹ́gùn á dàbẹ̀ pé atẹ́gùn tó tutù ló ń wọnú ọ̀nà fún yàn that's the same thing it does to birds when they are having this hotty feeling in their respiratory tract and you give them this when they take the water they will have a soothing relief on their throat so this is our dewormer this time this is not dewormer and delousing you know I talked about ivermectin which is dewormer and delousing yes it's a dewormer and it's a delouser for ecto and endoparasites but this is strictly for endoparasites and especially this is for other livestock farmers aside for poultry if you have cattle sheep and goat and the likes this is albendazole so I'm almost done. It's a broad spectrum multi-purpose antibiotic for the control of mature and immature forms of GIT roundworm, lungworm, tapeworm, and adult liver fluke in cattle, sheep, and non-lactating goats. I will not say so much about the indications, but you can also use it for poultry. You can see here 0.8 to 1.6 ml per liter of drinking water. Then for horse, cattle, dogs, you can see for roundworm and tapeworm, you can see the side effects none. Withdrawal period, you have to maintain withdrawal period, just like we talk about AMR. So if you don't want AMR to affect anything you are giving drugs to, you have to observe withdrawal period. So withdrawal period is time at which after you have given the drug, you have to leave the animals there before you can take for slaughter. So that's what withdrawal period is. So if you are talking about sheep, 60 hours and not for use in sheep producing milk for human consumption, but for meat, the withdrawal period is 14 days in cattle, sheep and goat, then 5 days in pig, 7 days in poultry. In poultry, 4 days, 7 days in pigs. So, precaution, care must be taken not to damage the pharyngeal region when dosing, particularly in sheep. Shake container before use, not to be diluted or mixed with other products. Edge. It has a broad spectrum activities over lungworm, roundworm, tapeworm, and intestinal protozoa in dog and cats. It is effective against all stages of intestinal worms. It is readily available. It is cost effective. Okay, this takes me to, I'm rounding up already. I have about 4 products, but I'll take 3 together. I'll take 3 of them together because they are similar. We have 3 antibiotics that have similar components, but they are not totally similar. They have similar components. One of them is this. So look at this. We have gentamicin sulfate 20 gram, doxycycline iclate 20 gram, bromexin HCl 500 milligram. Can you recollect I talked about bromexin when I was talking about catchment B? That is a bronchodilator. It dilates the broncho. It will make it wider for the respiratory tract too. So you can use this for CRD cases, infectious bronchitis cases, or anytime they are having any respiratory issue. So this is our Doxygen. You know, we all know Doxygen, but this is Kachelan Dox. It's the same thing. Gentamicin, doxycycline, and it's now fortified with bromhexine to help to have a holistic view of. So I will not be saying so much about this. You can see the dosage: 100 grams to 300 liters of water for 3 to 5 days. So I'll skip this because of our time. This is the second one, just like it's gentamicin, tylosin. Like many know Gentilo. So these are our own Gentilo, gentamicin, tylosin. Also fortified with bromhexine. So at 12 grams to 20 grams. So it's also 100 grams to 400 liters of drinking water for 3 to 5 days. And if you want to know more, you can just see me after the program. So this is the third one, Tylodox, tylosin and doxycycline 2020, fortified with bromhexine. So this can also be used for CRD cases. We have gentamicin, doxycycline that can also be used in respiratory, that can also be used in urogenital and intestinal infections. We might not really be able to differentiate, is it urogenital, or that is why the lab is there. So we should always make sure we use the lab. It's also 100 grams to every 300 to 500 liters of drinking water for 3 to 5 days. The side effects for Tylodox: side effects none. Withdrawal period in meat 15 days, in eggs 4 days. But how well do we observe this withdrawal period? God will help us. Okay, so catch lights. This is the powder version of one of the vitamins I've talked about before, that I said it has electrolytes, it has minerals, it has vitamins. So this is the powder version, Catchvite. But one edge this has over the liquid one is that it has aspirin. You can see aspirin there. We all know aspirin, as we use aspirin in humans too. NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. So it's designed to aid resistance of animals to eat stress, addressing respiratory acidosis by replenishing so many. But let me just go to edge. It's cheaper than its counterpart in the market. It's very effective. It helps to rehydrate animals when dehydrated due to diarrhea or vomiting. It contains aspirin, which helps in reduction of stress during handling, vaccination, or environmental changes, and in cases of inflammation. And lastly, it also provides pain relief for livestock animals with injury or undergoing painful procedure. This is the last product I will be talking about because of our time. This is Nutro Soap. You can see how loaded this product is. You can see vitamin A, B, and all the list is endless. Can we all see it? No. Did I hear? No. Okay, you are blocking them. It's fortified with a lot of vitamins, electrolytes. We can also see dextrose. We can also see some amino acid in it. So that's another liquid version of our. Some people prefer liquid, some people prefer powder. So we just have to make that available. It's a water-soluble nutritional supplement containing vitamin, essential amino acid, mineral, electrolyte necessary for improvement of growth and production of poultry and other livestock. But I will not be taking so much of your time. The dosage is 100 grams to 200 to 400 liters of water, or 400 grams to 800 grams per ton of feed for Sorry about that, for 5 days. So side effects, no side effects. Withdrawal period, assists the vitamin. It doesn't have a withdrawal period. Contraindications, no. Edge, it combines numerous vitamins, essential amino acid, mineral, electrolyte to act as a complete vitamin supplement to most livestock. Most of its constituents has higher levels than its counterpart in the market, and it achieves the results for which it is being used for. Questions? Thank you for listening.
Some of us are threatening to clap. If you want to clap, please clap. I think this is something that we should able to appreciate, that an indigenous company has been able to do this over the years. Please clap for them again. And it says something that is very important. You know, at times when some of these imported drugs that we use, at times could stay as long as 6 months on the water before it comes. But their own product is readily available. The potency is guaranteed. And these are, I think we're getting somewhere. And Nigerian government is also encouraging those who are also willing to produce locally, especially those that are able to meet the required standard. Of course, you know that there are quite a number of people too that are outside there that are just mixing everything together. And so you should be careful at the same time so that you get the right source of good drug, not because they are cheap, but to ensure that you get something that is very good. We're going to go straight to question and answer, but before then, I have somebody that is here that want to tell you what you like to hear. What do you think farmers want to hear? Eh? Eh? Okay. So I'm going to welcome Miriam from Sterling Bank. Let's appreciate her. She's going to be telling us what we want to hear.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Agbeloba abi. Okay, Kabiesi o. Good afternoon once again, everyone. I'm Miriam Tolashe from Sterling Bank. Sterling. And I know everybody here must have heard about Sterling Bank before. And even if you've heard about Sterling Bank before, you probably do not know that Sterling Bank currently, or for a couple of years now, has been the bank financing agriculture the most. In fact, it's one of our major sectors. We have 5 major sectors that we pump money into heavily. And we call them the heart sectors. Heart sectors. So we have health, education, agriculture, renewable energy, transportation. Yes, agriculture, renewable energy, and transportation. That's heart. And you belong to one of our major sectors. So we're proud of you, and that's why I'm here. Anywhere I see anybody that is from that is trading in any of our major sectors, I like to be there because that is where we put our money. We don't just throw money anywhere. And those sectors are the sectors that are the hearts of Nigeria. Without agriculture, I'll not be here. I've eaten masa before I came here this morning. And you know it's with rice. It's rice they use in making masa. We're talking about drugs now. For that uncle said, as he was talking about animal drugs, he was talking about human drugs. So education also very important. Agriculture important. Health important. Renewable energy. What I'm wearing today, Imperium, is about solar. So you can see that we are very invested in these sectors. This is solar energy. This t-shirt I'm wearing is about solar energy. The product is called Imperium. And then we have transportation as well. But let me not bore you about those other sectors. Let me talk directly to your sector, which is agriculture. And I know what is important to you is finance. As you know, Mr. Makinde asked and everybody responded, finance, loan, money, anything that has to do with.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. Yes, when I'm done, I will drop my contact so that if you're interested and you need further clarification, you can reach out to me. We give loans to people in the animal sector, poultry, cattle rearing, and as well as plants too, crop. But I know most people here are into the animal sector. We majorly give to broiler production because of the turnover rates. So we give to broiler production and people that do broiler processing. So if you're a broiler farmer, if you're a broiler processor, or you do both together, we give to you. If you sell feeds, even if you don't rear birds or you don't process birds, if you sell feeds, we'll give you loans to buy feeds from your supplier and sell to your customers, your consumers. Yes. Our loans, the good thing about our loans is we're able to get funds to blend our funds to give you at cheaper rates, especially for women and youth. Thank you. And the men are now jealous. As I didn't say only them, I said especially for women and youth. And don't worry, if you are 50 years old, you are a youth too. Yes. So as I said, I won't bore you with all of the details now. I'll drop my number so that you can speak with me if you want any. But know that we're giving you at a very competitive interest rate. We have, we can give to startups. We can give to, so that's one thing that other banks won't do. They won't give loans to startups. What we can give to startups, if you show a little bit of expertise and skillfulness, especially if you've gone for trainings and see, I'm here with you at a training. I can confirm that you've gone for trainings. So we give to startups. We give at competitive interest rates because we do not give at commercial interest rates to broiler producers and other sensitive animal producers. So we'll give you at a competitive interest rate. We'll also give you good tenure, right? We will not even be so demanding as to be collecting money from you every month, right? We'll be collecting money from you every three months, which makes it easier. You know, when I came and I said Sterling is one of the best, you said she's lying. Are you not seeing it now? You are seeing it. Yeah. So you'll be paying every three months, which will make it easier for you. You can hold your money to do your business, and then when you are returning money every month, the money you are supposed to be pumping back into your business, you are returning to the bank. You understand? Yes. So let me just take one or two questions, general questions, before I drop my number. Does anybody have any question to ask? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So the percentage is not the same. That's why I'm going to drop my number. It's not the same across board. We have different products, even in agric. So it depends on the kind of funds we're using. Sometimes we have 20%, we have 16, we have 14. Per annum, reducing balance. Yes, per annum reducing balance. Our normal commercial rate is 38%. So if you are selling Coke, Fanta, you are selling biscuits, you are selling cement, you can never get loan at 20%. It's 38% per annum. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's because we are dedicated to this sector that we're giving at these low interest rates. Any other question, please? I'm sure that is what everybody wants to know, interest rates. Okay, Mommy has another question. Yes, very important question. Very important question. Yes, so for some loans, we have cash collateral. Because if, let me give you an example, if you are collecting 10 million, for instance, or let me say 50 million, if you are collecting 50 million, normally we'll ask you to give us legal mortgage, which is a house. Not a land though, a house. And if you are giving us housing, maybe somewhere at Obafemi Owode, we will not accept it. You understand? You will give us house in Abeokuta, Ota, Ikeja, Magodo, Lekki. That's not all though. The house has to be 150% of the loan amount. So please calculate it. That will be, I think, 75 million or thereabout on 50 million. You understand what I'm saying? But instead of that, I mean, sometimes when you just tell people, give us legal mortgage, F1 loan, do you understand? But a loan must be secured. It must be secured. So what do? Two things. You give us cash collateral of 30%. Which means, even me that I'm giving you that, me that I want to collect this loan from you, I'm also invested in this loan. Take my own money to show that I'm serious. I will tell you, take my money, 30% of 50 million will be, I think, 15 million. Take my 15 million, keep it with you and be giving me interest so that you know that I'm serious. I will be able to only 15 million. You understand? And then you give us a guarantor. Do you understand? So if you're collecting 10 million, no. If you are collecting 10 million, for instance, how much would that be in cash collateral? That 3 million. You just keep it with us. You know that you have 3 million with us, you will return about 10 million. So that's all. I know it does not even sound, you are even looking at 3 million, lower 10 million, but that's how low we are willing to go just to give you the loan. The mathematics is not balanced. Because why will we collect 3 million and give you 10 million? But that's how low we are willing to go. We are willing to go just to give you this loan, just for the sector to improve. Yes. So I think. So can I call out my number now? That's what I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Even if I have house, if Dr. Makinde wants to collect this money, I'm sure he will not leave his building for me. He will rather give me cash collateral. You understand? Even if I have house, I'd rather give you the cash collateral than drop my house. So just give us cash collateral. You have a question? Yes. No, your livestock will not be a collateral, but it will be insured. And I have, maybe 3, 4. In fact, I'm working on an insurance for one of my crop customers, whose greenhouse, one rain that fell in May, the greenhouse fell, all the crops. We are working on insurance. Insurance is going to return the money. You understand? So that's another thing. Your loan will be insured. Your crops will be insured. Your birds will be insured. Adequately insured in case of, and you know, this is a very, very sensitive sector. I mean, you agree with me that this is a very sensitive sector. So everything must be adequately insured. Okay, so my number is 0818 331 9200. So I'll take it again. 0818 331 9200. It's best to reach me on WhatsApp. It's best to reach me on WhatsApp. So my name is Miriam Tolashe, Sterling Bank. 0818 331 9200. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I think this seems to be a possible loan that some of us can take advantage of. Most times when you talk about loan, the collateral usually is not something you can come by with, and it's as if they don't want to give you the loan. But if she's talking about 14%, 16% instead of 35, 38%, I think it makes some sense. Let's appreciate her again. Let's appreciate her again. right. Now, we have listened to quite a number of talks, and we just want to give opportunity for just 5 people to ask questions for our presenters at the same time while they serve our refreshment. So if you have questions based on what we have learned today, the drugs, the prevention and control of disease on livestock farming, can I see your hand up? Okay, I'll give you number. Number 1. Okay. Number 1, number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5.
Good afternoon to my fellow farmers. My question is based on the use of antibiotics. I think Dr. Taiwo talked about using of aerofloxacin. Dr. Blessing, if I'm not mistaken, talked about using of aerofloxacin that is not kind of working like the way we thought it should, because the birds will first assimilate it and it takes numbers of days before it works. I would say I have a case like that, and I was thinking after the seminar I have to go to Totmak Center to get drug. So I want to ask a question. My question is, I used aerofloxacin for 5 days. I noticed my birds are kind of sluggish and their poo is greenish. So I administered aerofloxacin for 5 days. And I still noticed it still persists. That sign is not leaving. So after that 5 days, I just gave them ordinary water. I didn't use any other thing again. But yesterday evening when I got to the farm also, I still noticed that same color of poo. So I said, okay, today I will come and make complaint and see what I can also do. But as the lecture was going on, he was talking about ciprofloxacin that is more effective and good. So I want to ask now, should I go for that ciprofloxacin or I should go to lab? So that's my question. Thank you.
Great farmers, we thank God for this lecture. My question is that when we were receiving the lecture, I learned that the baby chicken may be affected through the eggs produced by the mother chicken. My question now is that since the mother chicken is laying egg well without any problem, how can we know that these eggs are polluted, number one, and it brings forth the younger ones? How can you know they are affected? Because the younger ones will still be doing fine, but by and by within 3 days or a week they will die, even affecting the local ones. Great farmer.
Good afternoon, all of us. Number one, please, this is my first time of coming here. But please, is there any lab, the address of any lab address that is close by here? I come from that Axis, and we are not so familiar with any lab, although no big challenge as such, but at least for preventive measures, like they were talking about their lab in Abeokuta. Now we don't know of any the lab. Most of us from that aspect. Then please, doctors, please, they should kindly drop their numbers for consultation. Then is there any WhatsApp group from here? Because when you were making the introduction, you said you referred that the training has been going on constantly. From that axis, we've not had any such. I just saw it, I came. So please, if the training has been going on before now, please subsequently kindly carry us along. Let us know. We gather farmers from that side, and as much as possible, some may want to come and join. Yeah. Then, most importantly, concerning drugs that they were talking about. In feed formulation, we now see these days, unlike years before, where you now see a particular layer smash A, B, C, different categories of layer smash. That means now when you now have different categories, that means there are some additives that are being added at different percentages. Layer smash A, the same company, 4 or 5 different categories. Now, you now see that for 2 years you are feeding your birds layers with the same category of the same drug, and at the same time, they were also talking about the drugs affecting humans. Now, when I'm feeding, let's say now, I don't know, maybe it's vitamins they packed in there. Layers A, it is 2,000. Layers B, 1,000. Layers match C, 500. So different categories of different prices. That means they have added different medications to them, and for 2 years or 1 year plus, we are taking these things to these birds, and at the same time we are consuming it. Now, I want to ask, please, why is this being done? Years before, it was only 1 category of layer smash. Now 5. How do we undo this? Because these things are affecting humans also.
Great farmer. My question goes on the worm and the louse. We are advised to interchange. So I want to ask, apart from ivermectin, what other drug can be used for the worm and the louse? I'm not talking of the worm only. Then, by standard, after we repeat, maybe 2 weeks after we repeat, by standard, other things being equal, what period of time do we need to deworm again?
Great farmers. Thanks to the organizers of this forum. And thank you to the farmers that came too. My question, I didn't know my brother here was already formulating a similar question. But it's still on this dewormer, delousing thing. So it goes like this. While the first facilitator was talking, he talked about rotating anti-helminthics in preventing resistance. My question is, what order of this rotation do you recommend generally? And to be specific, with regard to your own brands, which order do you recommend to us? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Great farmers. No farmer. The first question. Maybe you didn't get me well. Let me reiterate. I said Cipro in terms of emergency. Cipro is better than Enro. Using 5 days of Enro and it's not working, that's no longer emergency. The emergency that I meant is like for some few hours, not days. If the drug is not working for days, then it means that maybe the drug is not good, or the drug is not the one that is meant to take care of the infection that you are battling with. So that means you have to go to the lab, take your birds to the lab for them to check, do what we call AST, antibiotic sensitivity testing, to know which antibiotic the organisms will be sensitive to. If you use any antibiotics for 5 days and it's not working, it will not work. So you just have to get it right. That is why it's not good to be self-medicating at this point. You know, for humans too, it's not good to self-medicate. If you are having any issue, go to the doctor, let them examine you. What are the symptoms? From the symptoms, if you can do lab tests, all the combination of the symptoms and the lab test will give you, they will arrive at a definitive diagnosis to say, okay, this is a drug to use. So I am not saying that Enro is not good. If you use it for 2 days and it doesn't work, it will not work. So it is best to just take the best to the lab and let them analyze so that you can get the best drug of choice to use in that situation. Are we clear about that? Then, maternally derived antibody. How do you know that? The question Mama asked, you said that, okay, I think it was Dr. Sulaiman that mentioned it, that you get some diseases, the chicks get from diseases from their parents. So the parents will look healthy and the chicks will be nursing some disease conditions. So your question is that how do we now know if the parents are having that issue? Is it through the egg? Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
To me,
what happened is, now, you know, there is what we call genetics. Only we inherit them from our own parents too. Not just properties, but even in the body too. Now, let me give this as an example. If we vaccinate your breeders, just the same way you vaccinate your normal broilers or layers too, they now lay eggs. If you vaccinate Lasota, for example, you expect to start seeing the effects of that ND Lasota within 5 days. So you now vaccinate. As at that moment, after 5 days, you will still have very high level of antibody in the system. But over time, umama wane, umama reduce. Time to reduce in here. It is what they have in the body that they will pass on to their offspring too. So the only way you can know is you do DOC screening. Okay, submit 10 of them. Coverage screening for you. Now that's when I said the other time that there are some cases your birds will be vaccinated at 6 days. While in some cases they will tell you to delay it till 10th day. So it is the result of the maternal, it is the result of the DOC screening. Tebashi, Uluma guide the vetting from schedule to draw out for him. Is it clear, ma? Okay, ma. So we cannot just look at our head like this and know, okay, with this what we need to do for social time. This no. Sir? How? Well, personally, I do recommend you delay as much as you can. You understand? I have some farmers that I will tell them delay it till at least 8 weeks. Why some? You can't delay more than 4 weeks. But as much as we can, it is better for us to prolong the effect of that vaccine in the system. Come every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Is no good. You understand? In some cases, it's possible your vet must have told you, try as much as possible to delay it. Let your balls be, what do you call it? Let them be monopotent enough to carry on as much as you can. Not that you just be giving them vaccine. Green. Green. No. While I was young, one supervisor, he did for a farmer. What do you call it? Water leaf. Green. You understand? Why? It was years later. So if your bones are not eating well, definitely context the gallbladder might get it into intestine. It will pass into the intestine. Ororo. Nǹkan tó wà náà yà wọ intestine wọn. Á miss mọ́ ìgbẹ́ wọn. Ẹ̀rí ìgbẹ́ tó green torí wọn ò jẹun. Are we clear, ma? So it's not all the time that we see green feces that we go for vaccination.
Let me just add to what he said. There are several things that could be responsible for greenish diarrhea. Tí temperature bá gbóná àbí tí weather bá tó bá hot tó mi táwọn ẹ̀dẹ̀ yẹn bá tó yẹ kán mu tó bá gbóná tán bá mú mi wọn ò ní jẹun tán bá jẹun the content of the bladder, as he has said, will go into the feces, and you will think that the birds are having Newcastle disease because they will be passing out greenish. As simple as hot warm water is, you will think that the birds are down and you want to proceed to give Lasota. So we must be careful whenever we see greenish fishes. It's not all the time that green must be a green Lasota. No. So the third question: how do we, sir, you were the one that asked that question, but I think the question I picked here is that how do we undo several types of layer mash, right? Layer feed. You said we have, sir, from the same company, 1, 2, layer 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I don't know, you can help us.
You don't need to mention names. Sir, what happened is this. They are only playing to that music that they are only dancing to that music that we are playing for them. You understand? It has to do with demand and supply matrix. If to enter a new market, I will do my survey. It is what I feel they want that I will produce for them. You understand? If I feel, okay, I want to produce this feed, energy of 2,800, protein of 18%, fat of 3.5, fiber 4%. And I feel, okay, for my farmers to be able to afford this high energy and high protein feed, I cannot compete with so markets. You understand? I will definitely bring another one for you and tell you this is premium. This is professional. You understand? Now, I already know that you buying at that same rate of existing market, you cannot break even. But you don't marketing, so you understand? So I will produce for you because I know you will buy. I will sell it at a higher price for you. Now another set of people will now come in and said, no, we cannot buy it. Now I say, okay, we have this also class. It's okay. It's just like, okay, let's use this illustration. Someone is giving you a bag of feed that for 25 kg you are going to use it for 230 boats. You know the normal calculation we are used to is 1 bag to 200. So he's now saying you are going to use it for 230 or 225. You should definitely know that the price will increase. What they are only tweaking there is not that they are adding any drug or so. What they are only tweaking there is what? The energy, the protein, fiber, and what? And the fat. For better digestibility, they will definitely add enzymes to all of them across board. They will not toy with your premix, no. They won't toy with those ones. But those major stuff, they will change them, they will tweak them for you because you will buy. So it is just market dynamics, sir.
Okay. The fourth question is,
okay, for the lab, I think Totmak has a lab here too. Okay. So you can definitely consult my Oga. We are from Abeokuta.
We have a lab in this premises for Totmak. Then we also have a lab in Abeokuta. So you can consult Dr. Kende. So the fourth question, changing deworming and delousing, duration of deworming, right? Please, Dr. Sulaiman, answer that.
Okay. All drugs generally, it is not advisable you stick to one if you can readily get equal alternatives. Don't forget, what we are shouting now is antimicrobial resistance. The focus is more on antibiotics. But in the nearest future too, you'll be moving away from antibiotics to what? To antifungal agents and anti-helmintic agents. That is how it's going to be. So we need to start thinking ahead. And before your boss gets extremely used to the same drug that you've been giving, it is better you tweak things for them. Now, as regards the other one that you can use, I said something then. I said if you are treating your worms internally with things like mebendazole, things like piperazine, you can definitely use cypermethrin, fipronil, if you can afford it, to spray your beds. I know some of us are used to spraying of birds very well here. You asked the question, sir. So we can readily use cypermethrin. Don't forget you've used piperazine or mebendazole to treat the internal ones. So for the external ones, you can spray your birds if you can, if it's not too strenuous for you. But if it's too strenuous for you, I'm sorry, we still have just ivermectin in Nigeria at the moment. So the other ones, moxidectin and co, they are not yet in the country. You understand, sir? So, but it's better if you feel you can use just the internal one, then you spray the external. But even if you are using ivermectin, don't forget I said something. When you have high rat population on your farm, you must take care of those rats. And at the same time, that second day that you use your ivermectin, you must spray the floor of your pen. Because some of those mice, some are drop, they will lay eggs. Those eggs, after 10 days, I don't know till the day they are coming up. So as you are destroying the one on the body, you must destroy the one on the floor too. Sir? With cypermethrin, of course, or fipronil. You can use cypermethrin, you can use fipronil. If you can be extremely careful enough, you can use deltamethrin. You spray the floor. So then the interval at which you can be using ivermectin. Well, what happens is, it depends on season. It depends on the season. During that season, our might all multiply easily. You will be using more frequent than irú àsìkò Johnson ó máa pọ̀ ju àsìkò ẹ̀rùn lọ. Am I clear, sir? So that is it. In some cases, you can do as much as 2 months, but in some cases 6 weeks. In some 3 months. So yes, in some part of Nigeria, they use ivermectin just once in 3 months. In fact, àwọn mi ò kí ń lò tẹ́ bá san máa ní àpò ivermectin àwọn èsì gbọ́. Was not a farmer from Jos that ló sọ pé ivermectin àwọn ò kí ń lò. Climatic condition. So thank you. Okay, sir.
Your own recommendation by Kachelan on how to run.
And that's what I'm saying.
Where you have cash government, which other one do you now have?
Okay, for worms, for the rotation, we don't have another one for now. We have just casual make for the worming. Yes, abendazole. You can use abendazole, but you spray. Yeah. Sir? 2 months is okay. Even if you are a ruminant farmer, 2 months. But in some cases, tó bá jẹ́ bí sí àdúgbò ti dọ̀tí gan. Don't forget if you do your normal routine every month, wàá tún jab, wàá tún dàbò wọn. But 2 months is fine.
Are you clear now, sir? Okay. I think we are done with questions. Thank you.
Yes, this is a good point to bring this meeting to a close. Please let's appreciate Kachelan again. We want to thank every one of you for your patience, and I want to believe that you have not wasted your time. Just before we go, Panong Ogun State Ota Zone is planning a mega event, and we have a representative of the ESCO in the house. Is she still here? Okay, please come and tell us more about the event. It's happening in August, and it's important that we all attend. Please let's appreciate our sister as she tells us more about that event.
Great farmers. Great farmers. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here. My name is Mary Ann Adegboyega, Welfare Panog Ota Zone. How many of us knows about Panog here? Poultry Farmers Association of Ogun State. How many of us? How many of us? You're a member. God bless you. For those of us that are not yet a member, because most people normally say they don't know anything about Panog. So I'm always surprised. You can't go to Totmak Estate to buy drugs, buy feeds, and you say you've not heard about Panog Ota Zone. And that is an avenue for us to meet as members, as farmers, work together, meet your doctors, your feed millers, and others. So I don't know, but I think this is an opportunity for those of us that don't know about Panog Ota Zone to come alive, come out, and join us together so we can all make this Panog, our Poultry Farming Association of a thing, take it to a greater heights. I want to believe some of us will definitely do that if we have not done that. Meeting is coming up next Wednesday, which is always the third Wednesday of every month at the Secretariat, going to Songwater, the Airtel office beside Domino Pizza. The Airtel building, the Airtel is at the front and Panog Secretariat is at the back. They're beside the Domino Pizza there. Next Wednesday, on the 18th of next week, 18th, is a general meeting. So I would love you to be there. If you know you want to be there and maybe you don't know how to get there, please meet me at the end of the program. Then I will direct you on how to get to the place. Then also our yearly program, Ota Mega Seminar, is coming up in August 20th, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, August 20th at its place, the Ambassador Event Center, going down to before you get to Ojota, the event center there. That's where the program will be holding by August, and the registration is 6,000 naira. Which is the deadline for 6,000 naira is going to be this month. Then if you're coming there for registration, the price is going to be different. And coming for the Ota Mega Seminar, this is the 4th edition we're having this year, and I will love every one of you to be there because you'll be impacted. Even the exhibitor, people that if you have opportunity, maybe you want your products, your farm or anything you're into to be advertised, there is magazine for it and there's advert space for it. The prices are there also. So I would love to really see that at least every one of us is there to grace the occasion too, because you're coming there to learn and to meet with the stakeholders, the millers and every other people you will have opportunity to meet that are in the farm industry. So I am actually representing my chairman, who was supposed to be here right now, but I think he's still on the way and the program is already coming to an end. That's why I'm here. My name again is Adegboyega Mary and Welfare Panog Ota Zone. So I welcome all of you again to the next meeting coming up next week, and also looking forward to the Ota Mega Seminar. Thank you all and God bless you all.
Our time is fast spent, and so we'll be rounding up right away. We are going to end with a prayer just as we started with prayer. And after then, we will all move downstairs where we take photograph with a representative of Kachelan. Shall we arise on our feet? So who is closing in prayer for us?
In Jesus' name. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us to this meeting, and we pray that all what we are here, Lord, will make use of it and will not have problem in our farms in Jesus' name. As we are going back to our various destinations, Father, may you take us safe as you bring us safe here in Jesus' name. For in Jesus' name I pray.